Hello, welcome back to another video tutorial or Geekatplay Studios. My name is Gary Miller. And continuing on, we're going to slice and dice up our, our material here. And we need to do so by adding some lines. Well, if I look at this, I naturally have a visible connection between those lines and another one between these, actually not lines, points. A visible connection between those points. So what I'm going to do, come over here into point mode, select that point, and if I come up here and choose free tessellate, it will draw a line connecting the two. Now, on my videos, my tooltips do not pop up, but I have a natural short key for this tool, which is X. So now I don't have to go up here and select those anymore. Let's come over here to the Lines tab. Right here I have a point, so over here I want to create a joining point. Now, in me using the Insert Point tool for this project, I have learned that either the tool or the program as a whole acts very finicky. It's very fussy, and I will get invalidate message after invalidate message after error message, and at various points the program will just give up on me. So I am going to take the long route in doing some of these steps, but as I have learned in creating this earlier, it is the safest way. So come over here to Insert Points, and rather than draw a line and connect everything, I'm just going to connect there. Now I'll connect both of those, X on the keyboard, connect those, select those, X on the keyboard. Insert Points again. It's a few extra steps doing all this, but the program doesn't crash. Insert Points, I want to add one right there. So select those two, X on the keyboard, and I will save. Okay, I can connect those two very easy. So Insert Points, click there and there. Select those two, X on the keyboard, select those two, X on the keyboard, and what I think I will do is come and Insert Points again. I will add one there, validate, Insert Points, and I will add one right up there and validate that. And let's come Insert Points. I will draw a line from there to there, validate, Insert Points again, and there's my line or my point that I created. Select there and there. Now select those two, X on the keyboard, those two, X on the keyboard, X on the keyboard, X on the keyboard, and now I'm starting to get some shape here to this thing. And let's draw a line connecting those. There we are. Select those, X, X, and I don't need my 3D manipulator, so I'm just going to get my spacebar and hide it. It keeps popping up and I don't need to look at it. Okay, I want to add a point right over here. Insert point right there. Come back, insert point again, and I will draw a line there. X to connect those, X to connect those. Now I have a point there, so I will create points there. Select those, X. Select those two, X, and save. Now I can connect these here as well. So Insert Points. Actually, I'm just going to pause the video here, and I'm just going to create some points and just do some connecting for the rest of these, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've added like maybe 4 or 5 more horizontal lines across there, and I'd say that looks pretty good. Let's click on a level of subdivision and see what we've got. Everything is nice and smooth. Let's enable it, and look at that. That is a big difference from what we originally started off with when we subdivided it by adding smoothing. Now we have a good clean mesh. Everything looks symmetrical. You got this strange point up here on this one, but oh well. I think we got one bad polygon, but it looks like all the rest of them are nice even quads. And now we are ready to start sculpting this. So let's come over here to Vertex tab, and we're going to use our tweak tool, add a little soft selection, come over here to point mode, and let's see how big the radius is. It could probably come a little bit smaller. Let's bring this up just over the lip. And I'm going to increase the radius here. There we go. Make it look like there's a little more volume of dirt inside here. Now before I start getting myself into trouble, I think I'm just going to go ahead and validate this tool. What I need to do is hide that. We don't need that pot anymore. Actually, I can just delete it. That has far too many subdivisions on it. Certainly more than what we need. Let's come back to our original one here. We need to add some thickness to this. So there are several ways we can go about doing this. I'm going to come over here to surface modeling. I'm going to click on thickness. Now I want to put in a thickness of 0.3 and then I'll hit enter. Now we used the outside radius. Now look at what happened here. We got some colliding of the geometry. So that's what happens if we use outside. Let's choose inside thickness of 0.3. Enter, validate, and we have even more. So I think we're going to go with the outside thickness. 0.3, enter, validate that, and that's a little issue I can live with. I can always clean it up a little bit more, and that looks to be a good thickness for the pot. So I think we can get on and continue tweaking our organic mesh here. Point mode, and I'll probably bring this down a little bit. And bring up the oops, I'll probably want to increase this amount some. Now, chances are there's going to be a little bit of space in between here, so because this pot has a double wall to it, all you got to do is drag your mesh inwards like that, and because it has the outer wall, you'll never see it, and this will all line up flush. The dirt here, or sand, will all line up flush with or it'll appear anyway, to line up flush with the wall of the pot. Pull it away. There we are. Let's validate that. Now in order to complete this tool, you do need to validate it. Let's drop this amount down. Let's push it back. There we are. And drag that up. Whoa. Okay, let's back out and have a look at what we've got. Now we will have to take this and wrap it around a little bit so it doesn't look so, wait a minute, the tweak tool, so it doesn't look paper thin. So point mode, now I'm going to undo that, drop the radius down some, pull this out, and now I can bring this back so it looks like there's some thickness to it. And validate that, come back, and let's bring this up just a hair. Come on. Get up there. Get up there. There we go. And we can bring this in. All depends on what angle you'll be looking at this from. And let's come around over here. Point mode and self-selection. Let's bring this up and out a little bit. Let's bring this up. And we'll bring this back. We can bring this down. Let's lower the radius of this tool some. Validate that. Click off. Okay, that is looking a lot better. Still a little bit more work to do around on the edges, but you get the idea. Now, you could have easily taken a sphere, squashed it down, stretched it, and essentially tried to do the same thing as I've done here. But I think this yields much better results than if you tried to do this the same operation with a sphere. Not only that, but you would have twice as many more polygons as you would necessarily need unless you wanted to go in and remove all the unseen, invisible ones once you were done. But here is a broken pot with its material spilling out, and it looks really convincing. One last thing, let's go over here to the UV Paint tab. Come here to a split screen. Let's see what our chances are of UV mapping this. Now we're probably going to want to apply a planar projection, so hit yes, planar projection, probably along the Y, and validate that. And look at the texture map. That does not look bad at all. It's a little bit stretched here, but that's not too bad. That's not, and a little bit here. It's a little bit pinched. That is not bad at all. That would take a texture very successfully if you created a material for it in Photoshop or whatever program you like using. So that's it for this tutorial. Thanks so much for watching here at Geekatplay Studios. I hope you could benefit from and learn something new in this tutorial. My name is Gary Miller. Have a good day.